Hey everyone, welcome to today's yoga practice. This is day 13 of our 365 days of yoga for those that are following along at home. And we're just going to bring our hands to our heart center and set an intention for today. And bringing our hands back to our knees, just taking another big deep breath in here, holding at the top, and then exhaling. Just taking the left leg over the right leg and pulling the knee in towards the chest here. Closing down the eyes. This might be enough of a stretch for you, but if you want a little bit deeper, you can take that left arm to the ground behind you, or you can take your head to your knee if that feels good. This is your practice as much as it is mine, so find your flow with it today. Remembering to stay connected with your breath as we move through the different poses. It's going to change legs now, so right leg over left leg, hugging that right knee in towards the chest, sitting nice and tall. Should feel a really nice stretch through that glute muscle. Again, you can take your right hand behind you if that feels good. Otherwise, just maintain this front forward position. One more breath here. And exhaling. Just going to unravel the legs now. Making the left leg long, right foot tucks into the pelvis, and our left arm runs down our left leg, bringing the right arm up and over. So we get this beautiful, deep stretch in the back of our leg. On the exhale, try and get a little bit deeper, taking that hand closer to the feet if you're not there. And coming back up and changing legs. Tucking the left leg into the pelvis, right leg goes long. Right arm slides down the right leg, and then the left arm comes up and over the head. And then on the exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Coming back up out of this position, we're going to bring our soles of our feet together, pulling the heels in towards the groin, sitting nice and tall. Fingers are interlocked around our feet, arms are straight, shoulders away from the ears. And then pushing the knees towards the earth. Should start to feel some heat coming into the hips, and the pelvis and the legs. You can walk the arms out in front of you if you want to go a little bit deeper into this stretch. You can also dip the head. Taking a breath in, and then on the exhale, we're going to come across to the left side of the body, walking our hands over so we get this beautiful stretch through our obliques. Taking 2 breaths here, coming back to center, and then walking over to the right side. Taking 2 breaths here, and then coming back to center. Slowly sitting up. Taking our legs long and giving them a little bit of a shake. Maybe hugging the knees up and finding balance in our sit bones as we raise our feet off the floor. Just sharing a moment of gratitude here for your body and what it does every single day to transport us around. Coming into tabletop position. I'm going to run through some cat-cow. So breathing in to cow position, exhaling into cat as we round through the spine. Back into cow, taking that stomach towards the earth. And curving through to cat. And walking the arms out long here. I'm just going to sink our chest towards the earth. If you've got any type of shoulder injury, just be really careful with this pose. Maybe you can fold the arms underneath the forehead. You need to be the master of your body and monitor any injuries that you might be carrying. And just making sure we're never pushing past our limits. Breathing in and coming back into tabletop, and then tucking the toes, taking our hips to the sky. We're going into our first downward facing dog. You can pedal out the legs if you like. You can bring the chest to the knees. Dropping the knees to the earth. We're going to take our right leg long, and it's going to come up and over our left leg. We're going to get this beautiful stretch in our buttocks and down our side, the obliques. Taking 3 rounds of breath here, then bringing the leg back up to meet the other knee. Taking the left leg long this time, and up and over to the right side of the body. Toes are connecting with the earth on the other side. 3 rounds of breath. And then bringing that leg back up. We're going to move through another round of this. So taking the right leg long, bringing it up and over. Maintaining connection through the palms with the earth. Bringing the leg back to meet the left leg, and then left leg will go out long, and then up and over the right. Tucking the toes and meeting in downward facing dog. Maybe nodding the head a little bit here, letting it fall heavy. if that feels good for you. And then coming into a high plank, it's going to shift our weight forward on our hands and back onto our toes, forwards and back. One last time, forward and back. And then slowly lowering our body to the earth and coming in to do 3 baby cobras. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling on the rise, exhaling on the way down. Inhaling, exhaling. Tucking the toes, downward facing dog. Taking that right leg long now, we're going to open up the hip, so bending that right leg, opening the hip towards the sky, and then bringing that right foot in between the hands, untucking the toes of the left foot, and raising our arms above our head. Get a slight back bend here if you like, and if that's okay for your lower back. Otherwise, just maintain a neutral spine. Bringing our hands to that front knee and sinking a little bit deeper into this pose. You want to get that beautiful stretch in and around the hips. And then planting the left hand onto the mat. Right arm goes long, taking our gaze up past our fingers and getting this beautiful twist in our upper body. Bringing both hands back down to meet the earth as we meet back in downward facing dog. And do it all again on the other side. So coming into our high plank, shifting our weight forwards and backwards 3 times. Making sure we're breathing and then lowering our body slowly to the earth. Coming into 3 baby cobras. Inhaling on the rise, exhaling on the decline. Let's go at your own pace here. Tucking the toes back into downward facing dog. Taking the left leg long, opening up the hip towards the sky. And then bringing the left foot through in between the hands. Dropping the right knee now to the earth. Raising our arms up towards the sky. Maybe doing a little back bend. And then bringing both hands to our front knee. And melting our hips towards the earth. Bringing our right hand to meet the earth, left arm goes long, fingers spread wide, reaching towards the sky. Our gaze is shooting past our fingers, and then planting both hands back down to the ground as we move back into our downward facing dog. Shifting our weight into our high plank, backwards and forwards, and then lowering slowly down to earth for our 3 baby cobras. Just bending the feet up behind, grabbing each foot with each hand, and then pulling our feet towards the back of our body, raising our chest and knees off the ground. Feeling a beautiful stretch through the shoulders and the back and the legs. And slowly unraveling as we release the feet. Just lying flat, we're going to put both arms out to the side and rolling over onto our left side. Right hand is by our face and right leg is bent. This is a beautiful stretch through the pecs and the shoulder. Again, if you have any shoulder injuries, just avoid this pose for now. Maybe go sit in child's pose instead. This time, right arm's going long, left hand comes down by the face, and left leg bends up while the right leg is straight. Just using that left arm as support. Being really careful not to go too far in this pose. And then slowly unraveling, bringing both legs to meet each other and coming back into our downward facing dog. Walking or jumping both feet up between the hands. We're just going to collapse our chest onto our thighs here. This forward fold position. Just allowing our spine to rest for a moment. You can bring your elbows up if you like. Hands back to earth, and then slowly unraveling into a standing Tadasana position. Fingertips spread, feet grounded. Our thighs should be turning inwards and shoulders away from the ears. You can stay at the top of your mat here. I'm just going to turn to face you to demonstrate the next pose. So breathing in, raising our arms as we come into our seated chair pose. And then from here we're going to go into eagle. So bringing the left leg up and over, wrapping around the right leg. And then taking our right arm under the left. It's almost like we're weaving the legs and the arms. If you can sink a little bit lower, great. Just focusing on something in the distance that's not moving. And then slowly unraveling, bringing the hands to the hips. Taking that left knee up and then kicking the leg back. Taking our chest towards the ground. We want to get our body parallel with the earth. And then bringing that knee back through. And we're going to go back into chair pose and do the other side. So this time right leg will come up and over the left, raveling around a bit like a pretzel. And then the left arm will come up and under and ravel around the right. And keep breathing. Maybe raise the shoulders a little bit higher to get a bit more of a stretch across the upper back. And then slowly unraveling, bringing the right knee up and then taking that leg long behind us. Maintaining this balance as we get this parallel position with the floor. And then slowly coming back into Tadasana. Closing down the eyes. Focusing on your breathing. And raising the hands up above the head on the inhale, exhaling, bringing our hands to prayer position. Hands on the hips, and we're just going to walk our feet out a little bit wider as we come down into our seated yoga pose. Our yoga squat, I should say. Feeling that beautiful stretch through our upper legs, our hips, our glutes. You can close down the eyes if you like. Taking a few rounds of breath here. And then both hands to the earth as we come into a seated position. And then slowly laying down onto our back. Let's take your time here. Taking the right leg long. I'm going to bend the left knee up and over the right leg. Left arm goes out to the side. With our right hand, we're just gently pulling that left knee towards the earth as we get this beautiful twist in our lower back. Changing sides. Right leg goes up and over. Left hand gently pulls that right leg towards the floor. Making sure our shoulders are staying on the earth. Tucking the knees in towards the chest here. And we're just going to take our arms up beside our head. Now, this might be enough to just raise your hips in this position. Otherwise, we're going to push through the hands and the arms, coming into this beautiful chakrasana pose. If this is too much for you, as I said, just stay in bridge pose. And then slowly making connection with our head, shoulders, back and bottom as we roll out of that pose and bringing our knees towards our chest, just letting our back find some stillness again. This time we're going to take the left leg over the right, but we're going to keep it straight to get more of a stretch in the leg rather than the glute this time. So both shoulders stay on the earth. I'm going to change sides. Right leg goes straight up and over the left. Keeping our head neutral and our arms and shoulders grounded. Pulling the toes of the right foot back towards the head. And then bringing both legs back to earth. Maybe giving the knees one more hug. And then interlacing our fingers around our big toes as we come into happy baby. Dropping the legs wide. And then taking the right ankle over the left knee, coming into the reverse pigeon pose. Fingers interlock behind the left thigh. And just pulling that leg towards the chest, while simultaneously taking the right knee in the opposite direction. Changing sides, left ankle to right knee, interlacing the fingers behind the right thigh and pulling that leg towards the chest. Flexing the feet in this pose as well, pulling the toes back. That's going to help give an even deeper stretch. Placing both feet back onto the mat and then walking the feet wide, dropping the knees in towards each other as we come into our final resting pose, Savasana. Feel free to take the legs long, or you can butterfly the legs out in the opposite direction. Palms facing down today. Really finding that connection with earth, feeling the energy coming through those connection points of our feet, our hands, our head, and our body. Closing down the mind, relaxing any tension through the face, the skull, eyes, the jaw. Just letting all that tension go. Letting any tension or stress that we're feeling through the neck, letting it go, surrendering as we feel our breath move through our body, relaxing our shoulders, our arms, our upper body, our back, our lower body, our legs, our ankles, our feet, and our toes. Just letting it all go as we sink deeper and deeper into relaxation.
I'm not finished.
If you want to stay a little bit longer in Savasana, please do. Otherwise, start to bring some movement back into the body. Maybe giving your body a nice, big, long, juicy stretch before coming into the fetal position. And then slowly raising up into a seated position. relaxing everything. And then breathing in, taking our arms above our head, hands in prayer position, bringing them to our third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today as we lower them to our lips. May we speak kind and loving words today as we lower them to our heart space. May we have kind and loving intentions today. It was an honor to be here with you today. Have the most magical day. Namaste.